In the Spanish state education system, there is a division of powers between the central government and regional administrations. The central administration determines the structure of the different levels of education and general educational law, but the autonomous communities are responsible for implementing them. There is a big difference between some communities and others. With respect to the structure, the following structure is currently in place. Early childhood education for children between 0 and 6 years, which is optional. Primary education for students between 6 and 12 years old, which is compulsory and free. Compulsory secondary education, SO, for students between 12 and 16 years old. Secondary education, which is divided into post-compulsory education, intermediate vocational training, and artistic vocational education, fine arts or sports design, and higher education, with different criteria for access, based on previous options studied and chosen teaching. This includes university, art education, vocational training, higher education design, sports education, etc. From the start of secondary education, students choose different paths to follow set training routes. These include arts, natural sciences and health, humanities and social sciences, or technology. With respect to higher education, after joining the European higher education area, university degrees are reduced to degrees, university studies of 3 or 4 years, master's degrees, studies of between 1 and 2 years after obtaining an undergraduate degree, PhD, studies after obtaining a master's degree. Generically, we can state that people who got a degree prior to the establishment of this new system can validate their qualifications in technical engineering or other diplomas. After this transition, the education system became more secular, allowing alternatives to the subject of religion and introducing alternatives such as studies in ethics and society, culture, and religion, where cultural and religious diversity are studied within a more global sphere. There are also programs to assist students with disabilities or special educational needs, and programs which attempt to address and embrace the diversity of schools. A major problem of the educational system in the Spanish state is instability, as its structure is very much influenced by the changes in government. As the changes in politics result in immediate changes to the system, continuation is not allowed, making it very difficult to evaluate long-term results. Spanish education is suffering, and in recent years has changed from a quality public education which was more inclusive to an educational system that is more segregated by social strata and tends towards privatization. In recent years, education has suffered from significant reductions in investment, which results in large class sizes, reaching up to 35 students, well above the average of 20 to 25 students several years ago. Regarding teachers, there is a great heterogeneity about their methods and motivations, which effectively means that there is a grand difference in the quality of education according to the school. Additionally, an inherent problem in today's society is the lack of support given to teachers both by the system and by society itself, who are losing their capacity to influence the ethical education of youth. There is currently an open debate in society about the suitability of homework, which has been a common practice in teaching, something that is beginning to change thanks to contributions of newer, more innovative educational methods. With regard to technologies, many centers introduce technological advances in classrooms, from digital whiteboards to individual electronic devices for students, which provide access to more resources, yet come at the cost of the loss of other important aspects, such as writing, for example. Another transition that is currently happening in education is the shift towards bilingual education, something established on a theoretical level, but with large gaps in practice, a result of the lack of long-term planning and lack of preparation for teachers of other languages.
Japanese compulsory education is start from age 6 years old, and the elementary school is for 6 years, and after that middle school is 3 years, from 12 or 13, and the percentage the student go to high school is more than 97%, and the percentage the high school student go to the college or university is around 60%. In Japanese school, they teach to keep the discipline and treat students as a group, not like individual one by one person. So the good point about it is people value social order more than individual will, and that makes, I think, Japanese people well organized, hard work, and punctual because of these reasons. And the bad points are people learn to obey the rules without thinking by themselves, and so there's no criticism, no individual opinions. And when the child acts in a different way from the other, there are sometimes bullying. So that's some part of the bad part of Japanese education system.
I'm Sylvie, and I live in France, in south of France. What can I say about school? Okay, in France, when you are 3 years old, you have to go to school. It is for everyone, and until until 17 years, you still have to be into some formation school. The price about it's free for everyone, and even what I like about France and why I can be proud to be a French girl is that states help you to studying for the people who need until 26 years old. So they can give you money each month to buy food, to buy your apartment, to rent your apartment. In other words, the system is a little bit bad because about history it's old system. Even if they try to make it new, it's stay old because I think because of the teacher formation. The teacher formation is not based on pedagogy. It's too much learning theoric things. So some teachers are not very able to diffuse a good message because they do not learn that. And it's created, in any case, university is very good in France. It's created a social mixed because everyone can go, so every kind of people, every social class met, and so that is very great.
Our school system is divided in 3 main steps. We begin to go to school at 6 years, when we are 6 years old, and we go in the elementary school and we stay there for 5 years. Then we have 3 years of secondary school and 5 years of high school, and then we can choose to go if you want to go to university or if you want to begin our work. The first point that I think that is interesting is that in comparison with other European countries, we have 1 year more of scholarization. Normally in France and in Germany they finish the high school at 18 years old, and in Italy we finish at when we are 19 years old. We have to go to the school until the 18 years. So before we are 18 years old, we cannot stop our studies. The system in Italy is public, so we have public school ruled by the state, and we have a private school too. But normally today, the public school is more important in our country. The main problem, in my opinion, the main problem, in my opinion, in our system is that we begin to change the rules of organization. Now every school should be an enterprise, like in the neoliberalistic point of view. So it's very important to have many students, because students are like customers. And if a school has got a lot of students, the school it works and can survive. If the school begin to lose students, they have to close, and that it could be a problem in our scholar system, in my opinion.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. ايش صار فيها؟ يا الله يا الله.
يا الله لا إله إلا الله كسبوا دار الصيام.
I did it! I won! Palestine won! We can change the future. We are the real power in the world. Just teachers, just teachers. We can change the world to the best.